as of now, if you look at it, it is actually still tilted towards towards the favor of the gainers. So cannot directly pinpoint which direction will the market move, because we just started trading, just initial hours of the trading sessions. But talking about the sectoral indices, is the metal index that is seeing heavy selling pressure today, 2.5% downtick coming in for the Nifty metal index. You have auto also that is under pressure, about 0.5% downtick coming in for the auto index as well. And PSU Bank also is losing. But on the gaining side, it is the pharma index that is the top sectoral gainer, but holding on to gains of about 0.6%, followed by realty index. So that's the way how the market setup is looking like. We started a brand new series, but definitely on a flat footing once again.
Okay, so that's how the markets are up to. But as this is Friday, so let's go across directly to Kunal Bothra to know which interesting topic he has got for our viewers in the Pathshala today. Kunal, over to you.
Thank you so much, Srishti. Today's topic is consolidation breakouts. Now, we know that stock at times of going into very fierce uptrends, they take a pause for themselves. But what happens and how do you anticipate as well as spot those breakouts on the charts? Today, we are trying to identify that, and I've taken two classical examples over here. One is on the more medium-term charts, and this is Bharti Airtel's chart. This is from 2008. Now, these telecom stocks, for example, earlier Reliance Industries and then now Bharti Airtel, has gone into a huge phase of consolidation. So, as you can see, this is more than a 10-year of consolidation for Bharti Airtel from 2008 top, when the stock started to get into a range. This is the fact that the stock gets into a range bound action. Look at the dullness of the volume activity in the entire range as compared to the vibrancy of volumes when the stock breaks out of this consolidation. You look at the average volumes over here, the average volumes are significantly high for Bharti Airtel as compared to the average volumes over the last patch of 8 to 10 years for the stock. And that generally is a classical case that when volumes bunch up together, the stock eventually comes out of a breakout, comes out of a range, provides the breakout and starts to get into a strong uptrend for itself. This was a point when Bharti Airtel was almost at 350, 400 mark, and the stock has more than doubled from those levels. The second example again is more classic in nature, that is Tech Mahindra. The reason why I've picked up this stock is because of a rhythmic price action, something which happens in the past tends to get repeated in the future as well. So this, as you can see, is the zone for Tech Mahindra. This is 2020 when the stock saw sharp correction, took a lot of time to consolidate over here, and as you can see that the consolidation for Tech Mahindra is very, very similar. This entire pattern, the three-step correction, then a multi-month consolidation, is very, very similar to what we are spotting on Tech Mahindra currently, that the stock has gone through a three-step correction and then a multi-month consolidation. Now the stock is nearing a breakout. Now let's see in terms of the volume patterns, once we zoom it into the current charts for Tech Mahindra, that how close and how soon can we get a breakout, and would this be a big breakout for Tech Mahindra? The next chart which we can spot is again in terms of classical volume activity. So as you can see that the stock had not shown any kind of a major volume activity over here. The volumes remained absolutely dull for Tech Mahindra when the stock was consolidating. But look at this zone of increase in volumes. This indicates that the stock sooner or later is bound to come out of this consolidation, and if we go back with the similar chart, then we can expect the stock to start to get into a very strong and a fierce uptrend. So this is how consolidation breakouts, they tend to play out for stocks.
All right, that's something new that we've all learned today. That is consolidation breakouts, and definitely Kunal, looks like you enjoy teaching everybody with that very nice touchscreen board that we have. I think we should try and do Pathshalas more often. What say, Kunal? Isn't it?
I think, yeah, once a fortnight is good.
Good try, but on that note, actually, viewers, we'll slip into a break on this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll take all of your stock-related queries, so don't go anywhere.
India is considered the
and power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
What are markets really stealing the show?
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range.
Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
What are markets really stealing the show?
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range.
Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
What are markets really stealing the show?
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range.
Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
What are markets really stealing the show?
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range.
Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now.
Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now Sell Now on ET Now. And before we begin taking all of your stock-related queries, where you can connect to us via YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook and write down your queries to us. Also, you can write to us on our WhatsApp number that will be shortly flashing on the top of your screen to mention your name, the stock that you're looking to invest in, as well as the buy price and the quantity if you've already invested in a particular counter. And don't forget to mention the time horizon. That will help our experts help you better. But let me begin this segment by asking Avinash. Actually, let me bring on board Avinash, Gorakshekar, as well as Kunal Bothra once again. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining us on ET Now. But Avinash, coming to you, what should retail investors do in such a quiet and consolidatory markets? What sort of strategy should they adopt to make sure that their wealth is protected?
Yeah, good morning, Cheryl. See, Cheryl, I think one thing is very clear that, as I mentioned to you earlier, 2023 is going to be an extremely volatile year, and making returns in this year is going to be very challenging. So I think the only way for investors is to actually chip in into quality stocks in a SIP mode. It may sound a little boring as of now because returns are not going to come in easy, but I think this is the best way to compound your wealth if you want to build a portfolio over the next, say, 2 to 3 years. So I think the volatility should be actually used as an opportunity by small retail investors to get in lower levels of good quality stocks. We have been seeing that despite good numbers, stock prices have not going up, are not moving sharply upwards. So I think this clearly shows that there is a little bit of liquidity pressure on the markets. We have been seeing a lot of outflows from FIs. So I think that is definitely going to put a kind of a low hanging factor for the market. So typically just follow a small SIP approach and stick to your core competency of building a portfolio over the longer term. I think, obviously over the next, say, 12, 18 months, once the market recovers and hopefully all the geopolitical factors go away, you're bound to see a significant revival in market sentiment and obviously the value in your portfolio. So this should be your long-term strategy.
That's the advice coming in for all our retail investors. But let's move on and kickstart taking all your stock-related queries. And the first question we have is coming from Bharat. He's also welcoming me back. Thank you so much, Bharat, for that. And Kunal, he wants an advice on Vedanta. His buying price for this particular stock is 305, and he wants a medium-term outlook on this particular counter. But for today, we are seeing that all the metal counters are under pressure. What's the outlook ahead?
Yeah, most of the metal stocks are under pressure, and the patterns over most of these stocks are not very encouraging. So when you look at the charts for Vedanta, very similar from 340 high the stock made in the start of the month of February. The stock has corrected towards sub 300 mark currently. Even in this bounce back or in this move from 340 levels, the stock tried to bounce back towards its 50 DMA, but it failed to break out of those levels. And now it's seeing a further leg of correction, which means that sell on rallies is what I would advise for Vedanta. Maybe around that 310-15 mark is where you can look to probably exit the stock. And on the downside, maybe closer to 275 to 80 levels is where you can look to chip in again.
All right, this one is coming from Naman, and Acrisil is the counter which is now known as Carousel. He's already bought this for the longer term at a price of around 515 rupees per share. He wants to know when should he look to go ahead and average this particular counter. Kunal, your take?
Well, I think the last just 1 week, 2 weeks of price action is very encouraging. The volumes have moved up higher for Carousel. So
Carousel is the counter,
yeah,
right,
so
it's not Crystal.
the volumes have moved up higher. I think the stock has moved from 450 to 550. Currently, it's just touching the 200 moving average. So just purely based on the recent chart patterns, I would expect that Carousel should do well. 525 is a good zone where you may look to start buying.
Okay, moving on to the next query, Avinash. This one is from Mahalakshmi, and she is holding 25 shares of Info Edge from a price of 4,860 rupees, currently at a loss of over 30%. What's the outlook ahead? Should she be booking loss at this in this counter and shift to Infosys is what she's seeking an advice on?
Yeah, I think my guess is Info Edge has booked an exceptional loss in Q3, and I think clearly looking at the kind of macro numbers, the kind of improvement in the economy, core GDP growing by around 6%, which is expected this year. My sense is the job market would be doing extremely well. And I think the main cash cow for Info Edge remains to be its portal Naukri.com. They have been nurturing a lot of startups, a lot of new companies in this company, and therefore it takes a long time for them to realize, the upside here. So my sense is, I think clearly, but just by looking at one quarter number, one should not take a call that the company has done very badly. You need to take a really long-term call here. Maybe for the next, say, 12 to 18 months, you should hang on. I would not be surprised this management has got a very strong competency to bounce back and would definitely reward shareholders going forward. So I think in the meantime, I would say that if the investor can even average a little bit, at the current odd level, that would reduce the average cost for the investor and obviously give a better risk reward in the next, say, 12 to 18 months. So I would suggest please hold on. Don't book a loss at this point of time.
Okay, Kunal, actually this one is coming in from Nikhil, and he wants a view on Nifty actually, because what he's saying that he's holding Nifty March 18,000 call option at 130. He is suffering losses, so he wants to know what should he expect from the market, how should he strategize well?
No, I think 18,000 would be a far bet for the March series. At least looking at the recent trends, there is a higher probability that that the bounce for the index would last till only 17,700, 17,800 zone. That's the best case scenario. At least it looks like that's a zone where the markets can probably hit. And on the downside, the downside is opened up for the index, especially after this last leg of 5-6 days of consistent price action on the downside. I would expect maybe a 17,400 to even lower levels than that, possibly in the next maybe 1 to 2 weeks. So I think it's better that you start shifting from the call series. Maybe if there is any kind of a bounce back like what we saw today morning, that's a classical opportunity where you may start offloading your call options and then moving on to lower strikes of maybe put options.
Okay, moving on to the next question. Avinash, Akshay has been holding shares of Dr. Reddy since past 1 year, and he entered 100 shares at a price of 4,600 rupees. He wants to know the short to medium term view on this particular counter.
See, I think as far as the pharma market is concerned, I think there's a clear trend which has emerged that most of these companies are suffering from some sort of a slowdown in the US market. I would not be surprised that even the March quarter history would be a little challenging. And I think in the near term, one cannot expect a major kind of re-rating in the stock, although they have been a very large kind of dominant player for the US markets. Clearly, new products and new molecules are still under development, and I would not be surprised that at least for the next 3 to 6 months, if the investor has a position, he should hold on. But yes, don't expect a very big upside. Only if you hold on for the next, say, 6 to 12 months, you could obviously expect a better, decent risk reward. A time frame of 3 months is very short, and I don't think in this time frame you could make a decent kind of upside, at least as of now.
Okay, this one is coming from Rajesh. He's writing to us from Indore. Kunal, this one is on Radico Khaitan. He has about 100 shares at a price of around 1,075 rupees per share. He wants to know what's the short to medium term outlook on the charts for Radico Khaitan and what should his strategy be? Should he book profits or add some more or continue to hold on to whatever he has?
Well, I would suggest to hold on to the existing holdings, not to add. Now, yes, the charts for Radico Khaitan is far more stronger as compared to the other peers in the brewery's name. But just given the state of the market, it doesn't make sense to put additional money if you're sitting already in a profit of more than 10%. So hold is what I would recommend for your existing quantity on Radico.
Okay, so that's a hold coming in on Radico. But moving on to the next question, and this question is coming for you, Kunal. Sanjana is from Jabalpur, and she wants a technical view on Emami Limited, and especially after the recent fall. What are the technical charts indicating?
So I think most of these, I would say mid-cap kind of names, they've gone into sharp correction. The concern with Emami is that the stock has broken significantly below its 200 DMA. I think the last time the stock had broken below this level convincingly was in the month of December when it was at 460, 470 levels. And from there, the stock has corrected by another 20% odd. So again, it's a stock which is weaker in charts. Now, you should ideally use out for minor rallies as a good exit point for the stock price. The indicators have not yet entered into the oversold territory. That would probably indicate that maybe the stock may go into a time-wise correction, mild bit of bounces, and then a sell-off or a further sell-off. So use those bounces as an opportunity to try and exit quantities.
Okay, this one is coming in from Satish Shah. He's writing to us from Vadodara. And Avinash, this one is for you. He wants to know, what does it make sense to switch from Britannia to an L&T Tech Services or LTI Mindtree, because he wants to understand what's the future prospect for both of these L&T group company. And is it advisable to make that switch from Britannia to this?
Yeah, I think my guess is that Britannia from the FMCG sector should do well because after a long time, a lot of green shoots are being visible in the rural market. And I think hopefully, with the kind of, new product launches and the kind of demand signals which we are getting from the FMCG sector, numbers from Britannia could be a lot better. I think the investor needs to give in a little time frame of at least 6 to 8 months here. As far as L&T Mindtree are concerned, I think these companies are definitely going to be dictated by what tailwinds emerge from the US and the European markets. They are already having a decent order book, but any growth numbers there would be dependent on how the overall scenario in US and Europe emerges. So I would say is that as of now, please don't switch from Britannia. Keep holding to Britannia. It's a good stock, but yes, it will obviously be moving in a very slow, narrow band. Keep a time frame of at least 6 to 8 months, and you should get a decent risk reward there.
Okay, Avinash, once again coming to you, Vivek wants to know, is this a good time to average out ABFRL? He's already holding the shares of this particular counter from a price of 280 rupees. So currently at a loss, but after averaging out, should he be expecting good returns in the next 1 to 2 years is what he wants to know from you.
Yeah, I think AB Apparel is a branded apparel play, and I think the best part about this company is they have been building very strong, self-made brands, as well as they've acquired a lot of brands from other competing players. So my sense is, if the investor has at least 18 to 24 month kind of time frame, he should definitely use the decline to accumulate the stock further. Because my sense is that the company has started making decent cash flows. In fact, the third quarter number also was pretty encouraging. And I think looking at the fact that the economy is now getting into normal mode, it won't be surprising that FY24 and 25 would be much better than FY23. So I think definitely it's worth buy at the current level, and he could nimble into a smaller quantity, but keep a time frame of at least 2 years, which I think should be decent enough to give a good result, risk reward.
Okay, this one is from Nihal Kunal, and this one is on Adani Enterprises. He has about 2,250. The price that he's purchased it is at 2,250 rupees per share, and he has about 250 shares. He wants to know what sort of a strategy should he adopt for this one.
I don't see any reason why you should be holding on to the stock now. I'm not sure that what point you've bought, whether the buying was done at the period of a bounce or whether the buying was done much prior to that. But then I think there was a very credible and a strong bounce which had happened for Adani Enterprise. The stock had gone up to I think 2050 odd levels. That was a classical point to actually exit the stock or at least trim your holdings substantially into these kind of names. So when stocks get into such a kind of a news flow and sharp corrections, there are bounces in between, but those bounces are not taken as an opportunity to add, but they are generally taken as an opportunity to reduce positions, reduce your leverage as well as risk into these names. So again, I would probably reiterate the same point that you could, if there is any kind of a bounce from here on from current levels, I think you should probably try and use this opportunity to try and offload your stake rather than increase the stake on Adani Enterprise.
Okay, moving on to the next question. Avinash, the question is from Suresh and he wants to know an advice on Shree Cement. He's holding 10 shares from a price of 24,000 rupees. What he should do right now, hold or sell or average out at these levels?
Yeah, I think my guess is that the cement sector is bound to do well in the coming year. Looking at the fact that recently cement bag prices have gone up by about 5 to 15 rupees per bag, and most importantly, input prices have started also easing out. So that should help the cement companies. In fact, our sense is that the January to March quarter could be much better than the December quarter, which was supposed to be a very negative, quarter for almost all the cement companies. And looking at the kind of infrastructure budget, which the government has outlined in this year's budget of 10 lakh crores, that is definitely going to benefit cement companies a lot. So I think he should take a 12 to 18 month view. I think Shree Cement has one of the largest cement capacities, plus it's got its own power generating plant, which helps them to keep their cost low. So keep the time frame a little longer, and any dip can be used as a opportunity to accumulate here. But time frame should be at least minimum 18 months.
From Tushar, he's bought a Dabur at a price of around 579 rupees, and this he bought in January last year. He had bought this for a period of 3 years, but now he wants to know whether he should continue to hold on to it, continue with his holding in this particular counter, or look to sell and then shift to another FMCG space or space name altogether.
No, I think you can hold on to the stock as of now. It doesn't look like that the stock is going into any major kind of an upward trend. And on the other hand, it doesn't look like that the stock is going into a major kind of a downtrend. The rally for Dabur has been more slow and steady. The stock has in fact come back towards a lower end of, or very closer to the lower end of a support trend line, rising trend line on the weekly monthly chart. So that could probably indicate that we may be nearing an end of a corrective wave for Dabur probably in the next couple of months. So I would suggest a hold.
Okay, that's a hold coming in on Dabur India. But with this, viewers, it's time to slip into a short break. But don't go anywhere. As we come right back, we'll take more of your stock-related queries. So stay tuned.
We're going to look
Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
The market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range, expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
The market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range, expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
The market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range, expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
The market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range.
Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now.
Welcome back to Buy Now Sell Now on ET Now, a show where you get all your stock-related queries answered by the experts. And moving on into the same queue, Kunal, coming to you for the next one. The question is from Kanan, and he wants to know, is this the right time for a fresh buy in Reliance Industries with a 2 years time frame? What's your view on this?
Yeah, I think the risk reward is extremely favorable over here, especially for a long-term investor. The stock has taken multiple support at this 2,300 plus or minus 50 odd rupees range over the last 1 year, 1.5 odd year. So I think the risk reward is very lucrative, and I think that makes a lot of sense when you're buying into stocks like Reliance. It's always better that you buy at the lower end of a consolidation rather than at the higher end of the consolidation. So I think in that regards, I think it's a good buy.
All right. This one is coming in from Dhananjay and Kunal. He wants a technical view on Chambal Fertilizers as well as Tata Consumers. He wants to know whether he should average both at current market price, though he's mentioned that he's at a loss of 5 to 8% on both of these.
So Chambal Fertilizers, I would not recommend an averaging out, but Tata Consumers, yes, the stock has come back towards a major support. 700, 750 is a broad range for Tata Consumer, and I think so the stock has come back toward the lower end of this broad range. So I think even then on that aspect, it's an attractive buy as well as averaging it out. So I would recommend Tata Consumers rather than Chambal Fertilizer.
Okay, moving on to the next question, and the question is from Sandeep. And Cheryl, you know, he's one of the viewers who keeps sending us those angry smileys whenever we don't take his queries. But Sandeep, do understand that we get a lot of queries, so we try to accommodate as much as possible. But taking your query next, his question is on two stocks. Firstly is ABFRL, we already answered the same. And Avinash, the next question is on MRPL. He has 1,000 shares at a price of 58 rupees. He wants to know the view for the next 6 months.
I think he should hold on to MRPL because see, all the oil marketing companies delivered very strong numbers in Q3, and that was aided by softer crude prices. So I would believe that even the March quarter could be equally good. The best part for most of the oil marketing companies is that both sectors like aviation and auto, which are large consumers, have actually shown a strong throughput. So I think he should hold on for the next, say, 3 to 6 months. My sense is that he could expect a price of at least 65 or 70 odd. Hopefully, if crude prices correct further, then one could expect a further re-rating here. So at this point, it's better to hold the investment at the current odd level.
All right, the next query is coming in from Samrat. He's written to us from Bangalore, and he has 2,500 shares of Federal Bank purchased at 128.8 rupees per share, Kunal, and 300 shares of ICICI Bank purchased at around 820 odd levels. What should he do with both of these counters? Should he continue to hold on to them or switch to something else altogether? How are the charts looking for both?
Both these stocks are attractive, and I think the best part is that you've not purchased at the higher end of the price curve for these stocks, but you've managed to buy this at the lower end of the price curves. That also makes the risk reward as well as the holding power for these names quite substantial. So I would recommend a hold on both of these names.
Okay, that's a hold coming in. But moving on to the next question is from Kaushik Mitra. And Avinash, coming to you for Kunal because he wants the technical view on L&T. For the March series, he says that the chart is indicating the price levels of 2,250 rupees. Is this a right time to add or hold? Is this a good target that you also go with his target of 2,250 rupees?
So the timing of the price seems to be quite okay because the stock has come back towards the 50-day moving average. Now, over the last 5 months, I think from September or October 2022, the stock has tried to take multiple supports at this 50-day moving average. It's not broken those levels, by a huge margin. And on closing basis, net the stock remains in a band of 1% to 2% broadly, just about plus or minus this 50-day moving average. So I think we can expect this time around very similar price action from L&T. But then again, your stop loss has to be 2% below this 50-day moving average band. If the stock breaks decisively below this level of 2% below the 50-day moving average, that should be a stop loss for this trade.
Okay, another one coming your way, Kunal, and this one is from Sudhin Bhatija, and he is asking about Asian Paints. He wants to buy Asian Paints, but what he is noting is that yesterday's fall was severe with 3 times the volumes. Also, he believes that the stock is testing the 30-month lower average moving average, and that one has not been tested in 10 years is what he's noted. He wants to know now what to do. Should he go ahead and look to still buy Asian Paints, and if yes, then at what levels?
So price-wise, yes, the stock is trying to retest the lows again and again, but till the time the volumes increase up in the or rather the prices contract in terms of the span in which it makes a new low, and the volumes are a bit erratic as compared to consistent selling which we typically see for stock prices. That generally indicates that the stocks eventually form a bottom at these kind of prices. You also have to look at it this way, that the stock is, I think, 10% or 15% below the 200-day moving average, and stocks like Asian Paints, they have a tendency of not staying significantly below their long-term averages. These long-term averages, they act as mean reversion points. So on both of these aspects, I believe that there could be an eventual turnaround for Asian Paints, maybe not now, but possibly in the next 2 to 3 weeks, there could be better signs which could emerge for the stock.
Okay, moving on to the next question, and Avinash, coming to you for this one. The question is from Samba Seva Rao, and he's holding shares of IndusInd Bank from a price of 1217 rupees since a long time now, and currently at a loss. Wants to know, is this a good advice to shift to SBI or rather HDFC Bank for the recovery of the loss? His view is long term.
See, I think the overall banking sector, Shrishti, has done very well in quarter 3, and I think we could see stronger numbers not only for the March quarter but even for FY24. My sense is that I think in IndusInd Bank also the kind of numbers which were presented in quarter 3 were quite solid. In fact, on the asset quality side, on the loan book growth side. So if at all he wants to shift, he could possibly look at say smaller banks like typically from the PSU space, something like a Bank of Baroda or a Canara Bank. SBI also is good, but definitely it's a far research stock, so nothing significant at least in the near term looks possible. But yes, from a longer term perspective, something like a Can Bank or a Bank of Baroda could be better, where he could decently expect a much better risk reward as compared to IndusInd Bank. IndusInd Bank is also good for the longer term, but in the near term it could struggle. And if the investor has a short term view, then I think it's better to shift to the PSU banks, where I feel a significant amount of re-rating is yet to happen. And balance sheets are strong, the asset quality is good. So this could be a good switch.
All right, moving on. This one is coming in from Shobna, and Shobna wants to know about Indian Hotels, Kunal. Does it make sense, I beg your pardon, does it make sense to accumulate right now? As far as I know, it was one of your top calls this morning, that was Indian Hotels. What should she do with this one?
Yeah, in fact, on the back of some extreme selling 2 days back as well, I had given a contra call on Indian Hotels at 300 levels. My targets over the near term was 320. The stock is almost at 313, 314 levels today so far, which means that the risk reward to initiate a buy may not be great. You're looking out for maybe 6 rupees on the upside over the near term, and possibly at 12 to 13 rupees on the downside in case if the stock goes into a correction of the previous low. So a better level to buy Indian Hotels would be at 300, 302 mark.
Okay, moving on to the next question is the question is from Manish, and he has queries on 2 stocks. Firstly is Adani Enterprise. So Manish, we have already taken that stock previously, but other question is on Penar Industries, and Avinash is holding 100 shares from a price of 82 rupees. Going ahead in the next 3 months, can he see levels of 130? What's your view on this?
Yeah, I think to give a target price is difficult, but I would believe the quarter 3 numbers have been very solid for Penar. and they have a diverse set of customers. The order book is almost close to about 1,000 odd crores. And I could not be surprised that even the March quarter could be equally strong, and the year FY24 should be much more promising as compared to last year. And looking at the kind of earnings trajectory, I think a price target of 9,500 rupees looks very much possible. So I think he should hold on. This is definitely a stock which has bounced back quite significantly post the Q3 numbers. And I think there's a lot of interest in this counter, considering that now going forward, the market expects a stronger earnings growth trajectory in the next, 6 to 12 months. So continue to hold and look at a target price of 100 initially, and afterwards, of course, one can take a fresh review.
Okay, this one is from Ajay Kumar Kunal, City Union Bank, Karnataka Bank, and Butterfly Gandhimati. He wants to know, out of these three, which one looks good technically for him to go ahead and invest for a fresh entry, or should he look at some more correction in either of these counters before investing?
Well, I would expect more correction to come back into these names. My sense is that City Union Bank, Karnataka Bank, etc., these stocks have not yet completed a phase of correction for themselves completely. In fact, generally these stocks, they tend to make a low, or the bottom tends to get formed once there is a adequate amount of news flow which gets supported for these stocks or for the entire sector as such. So I think it makes sense to wait out for some more time, maybe another couple of months down the line. If these stocks correct by another 10% then I think it could probably come back into a good buy kind of a territory.
Okay, moving on to the next question, and Avinash, the question is from Tina, Delhi. She wants to know the long-term view on a few counters and which one you like for the fresh entry at this point in time. She has 4 names in mind. Firstly is IDFC First Bank, Coal India, DLF, and NMDC. Any of the 4 counters that you like at this point in time?
I would believe, IDFC First, Shrishti, looks pretty attractive at the current odd level. In fact, now they have reached a CASA of almost 50%. Their net interest margins have improved significantly. And recently, IDFC, their parent company, infused more than 2,000 crores, which clearly shows the kind of confidence the parent has got in the bank. I would be more confident on the bank, considering the fact that now with normal activity happening and the bank gunning for faster aggressive growth, one could definitely expect better numbers for the next, say, 12 to 18 months. So this could be a good low price stock with a decent amount of margin of safety, and where one could expect a decent level of about 73, 74 over the, say, next 12 to 15 months. So this could be a good investment choice at the current level.
ML has Alkyl Amines, Kunal, at a 23% loss. Now, should he continue holding on to this counter or go ahead and book losses?
Well, I would suggest to hold on as of now. I understand that the stock has again corrected quite sharply from 4,500 levels to 2,500, almost a 50% kind of a drop from those all-time high levels. But then the rise was also very meteoric, if I can use that word. From 500, the stock had jumped up to 4,500 in a matter of, I think, just 1 to 2 years from the 2019-20 lows. So I think in that regards, a major mean reversion is getting completed over here for Alkyl Amines. I would expect the stock to consolidate for at least another couple of months at this zone of 2,500. May not show an immediate recovery, but I think if the signs emerge, the data points emerge where the volumes starts to shoot up higher, that's a classical point where you start to go contra as well as look to buy on dips. But at this point of time, hold is what I would advise.
Okay, moving on to the next question, and Avinash, coming to you, the question is on Sudarshan Chemicals. One of the viewers, I'm trying to get the name of the viewer, and he didn't share his name, but his question is on Sudarshan Chemicals. He bought the shares at a price of 620 rupees. What will be the advice on this one at a huge loss at this point in time?
I think Sudarshan Chemicals is one of the larger players in the pigment market and the agrochemical market, and I think pigment business has got drastically hit because of a significant slowdown in the European markets, where Sudarshan exports in a very big way. My sense is that this kind of correction in the pigment market would take at least 1 or 2 quarters to completely recover, and for the company to get back on the profitability trail. So the investor has purchased at a significantly high. Unless he's got a 2-year view, I think he should not remain invested in the stock. Unless he's got a long-term view, only then he should hold on. Otherwise, I think the kind of price he has invested is a slightly higher level price, where I think at least in the short term, it's unlikely to see those kind of previous record high levels.
All right, so that's the take coming in on Sudarshan Chemicals. But on that note, we slip into a break on this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. When we come back, we will continue taking all of your stock-related queries. So viewers, stay tuned.
Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
The market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range, expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
The market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range, expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
The market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range, expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
The market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range, expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share
Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now, and it's time for our rapid fire. Then let me quickly start with it. Then Anshuman has a pretty light from the levels of 2,200 rupees per share. The stock has been underperforming since the last 1 year. From an investment perspective, exit or hold, Avinash?
I think he should exit. He should not, hold on.
Is from Jay Krishnan, and he is holding 91 shares of Tata Investment from a price of 2,700. Currently at a huge loss. What will be your advice? Average out or shift to some other stock? Avinash, this question is for you.
I think he should average out.
All right, Indu wants to know about Zydus Life. Kunal, 300 shares, 508 is the buy price. Average, if average, then at what price?
You should look to hold on. Averaging, I think, should be done closer to 440 levels, not at current zone.
Okay, Avinash, once again coming to you. Prabhu is holding shares of Nazara Technologies and currently at a loss of 50% in this particular counter. Right time to average out this counter or sell?
No, I think he can average out. He saw good numbers in quarter. I think averaging is a better, but for long-term time.
Okay, Arvind wants to know about PI Industries. Kunal, 3,320 is the buy price. Is it good to hold, or what should he do for the short to medium term?
Yeah, I think you can continue to hold on.
Kunal, coming to you, Ajay wants to know, is this a good time to invest for long term in 3 counters? NDTV, Ambuja Cements and Adani Ports. Any of the 3 counters you like?
None of them.
All right, this one is coming from Ravi Tega, and this one is for you, Kunal. 100 shares of Varun Beverages bought at 1,256 rupees per share. What should he do?
Well, I would suggest to exit the stock or book profits.
Okay, moving on to the next question, and this one is from Pallavi. Pallavi from Himachal, and Avinash, she is holding shares of Borosil Renewables, 57 shares at a price of 640 rupees. Should she start to average up this counter for the next 2 years?
Yeah, I think she should average out because recently the company has announced that they have doubled their capacity, and this capacity is going to be implemented in the current financial year. So averaging will be a better step.
Okay, Ramesh Kunal wants to know that 500 shares of HDFC Life price is 511 rupees per share. Should he hold it for a week or sell right now and look to buy BSE?
Yeah, I think exiting HDFC Life makes sense. Not suggesting a buy in BMC, but BSE, but the CAMS is something which you can look to buy.
Okay, Avinash, Taj is holding shares of GAIL, 500 shares from a price of 101. Is that a sell or hold?
I think one should hold on.
Okay, all right. I think with that we've come to the end of the rapid fire. We were trying to trick our director by not stopping, but yes, so with that we come to the end of the query segment as well. Kunal, yes, thank you so much for joining us on the show with BNS and Pathshala, and Avinash, thank you so much for joining us on the show and resolving your queries. And viewers, with that, it's a wrap on this week's edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. It's a goodbye from Shrishti, myself, our producer Abhishek, as well as the director Santosh. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back next week. Buy Now, Sell Now. For now, we are going to switch over to Markets at Noon.
Share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
Motor market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range. Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
The market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range.
Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now. Kickstart your mornings with Nikunj Dalmia, India's most experienced market anchor.
Banking space per se is in a sweet spot.
And power up your portfolio with top trading ideas.
It's been 1,000 points in just the 9 days.
The market's really stealing the show.
We bring you money-making ideas from our seasoned market experts.
Should remain to a range.
Expecting a move towards 150 in the short term. They are actually going to make profit.
And analysis from a top-notch research team. The biggest voices from top honchos of India Inc. share their views, and global market gurus predict the trends which impacts your investment decisions. Get exclusive stories which can move your stocks every day at 9:05 a.m. Catch the market every trading day only on ET Now.